Water Slide Decals, the secret to smooth decal peeling. Hey everyone, I'm sure many of us have tried applying water slide decals to our favorite products like model cars, Legos, or even cue sticks. But have you ever encountered a situation where the water slide decal tore, wrinkled, or ended up off-center? I know that feeling. Today, this video will share an incredibly useful trick: how to use water slide decals like a pro. Imagine you'll have smooth, flawless images peeling the decal paper like silk. Everything will be perfect. Today's goal is simple: to help you peel the water slide decal properly and avoid common mistakes that many people face. I know you've probably tried applying them many times and ran into some issues, but don't worry, because today I'll show you how to use water slide decals the right way and make them look amazing. Picture this. You've just received some new decals, they're sharp and beautiful, and you really want them to be a part of your product. But do they usually wrinkle or shift out of place after you apply them? It's really frustrating, isn't it? One of my customers once said, "I've tried so many times, but every time I apply a water slide decal, I end up with air bubbles, wrinkles, or the decal just shifts to one side. I don't understand why this keeps happening." The problem lies in the technique of peeling the water slide decal. It may seem easy, but it actually requires a bit of finesse and the right technique. And trust me, not all print shops will walk you through this issue in detail. As a print shop, our job is not just to provide high-quality products, but also to help you solve any issues related to using them. When it comes to water slide decals, you need to understand every step, from preparing the decal, soaking it in water, to adjusting and applying it so that it sticks perfectly without errors. First, remember that you need to soak the decal in water for just the right amount of time, not too long and not too short. This will allow the paper layer to slide off without putting too much pressure on the decal layer, preventing it from tearing. Once the decal is ready, slowly slide it onto your product's surface. And don't forget, a little patience goes a long way. Using a cotton swab or a clean cloth to press the decal into place can really help. I once helped a customer who was trying to apply a water slide decal to his favorite water bottle, but the decal kept wrinkling. After going through the process, I realized he hadn't soaked the decal long enough, which made it hard to slide off easily, leading to tearing and shifting. After showing him the correct way to use the water slide decal, he was able to finish his bottle perfectly with no problems at all. Part 2. Understanding the structure of water slide decals. Before we dive into the process of peeling off the water slide decal, it's important to understand its structure. A water slide decal isn't just a piece of paper with an image on it. It's a complex product made up of 3 distinct layers. The printed layer contains the image. This is the most important part, the layer that holds the image or design you want to apply to your product. The printed layer is typically coated with a special ink that makes the image sharp and long-lasting. The image on a water slide decal isn't just a regular print, it's a carefully crafted design that's made to adhere well to any surface. The adhesive layer, binding layer. This is a thin, flexible adhesive layer that sticks securely when you apply the decal to your product's surface. The adhesive layer acts as the connector between the image on the decal and the surface you're applying it to. When you soak the decal in water, this adhesive doesn't dissolve. It stays strong, helping the image slide off the backing paper without damaging it. The backing paper, base paper. Finally, the backing paper serves only to protect the adhesive and the image before you use it. This is the layer you'll be peeling off during the soaking process. When submerged in water, the backing paper absorbs the water and separates uneasily, leaving the image and adhesive firmly stuck to the surface of the item you're decorating. The process of peeling the water slide decal. When you soak a water slide decal in water, the magic happens. the image and adhesive layers start to slide off the backing paper gently. This is the peeling process we often talk about. Although it sounds simple, to achieve the perfect result, you need to pay attention to the soaking time and how you separate the backing paper gently. If you soak it too long, the adhesive might lose its stickiness, and if you soak it for too little time, the backing paper won't come off fully, which could cause the decal to tear or shift. One time, I helped a customer with a special project. He wanted to apply Water Slide decals to his high-end cue sticks. He soaked the decals for too long, and the adhesive didn't stick properly to the surface. But after we adjusted the soaking time and he understood more about the layers of the decal, everything went perfectly. The decal adhered securely to the product, and there were no issues at all. So now you have a better understanding of the structure of water slide decals and the peeling process. Remember, it's only when you understand each layer of the decal and how they work that you can use them most effectively. Part 3. The tools you need to make the process of applying water slide decals easier and more successful. Having the right tools on hand is incredibly important. Here are the essential tools you'll need throughout the process. Warm water bowl, not too hot. Water is a key factor in the process of peeling off the water slide decal. However, you need to make sure the water isn't too hot. Warm water at just the right temperature will allow the backing paper of the decal to slide off easily without damaging the adhesive or image. If the water is too hot, the adhesive may weaken and the decal could tear. On the other hand, if the water is too cold, the backing paper will be harder to remove, and you'll have trouble positioning the decal. Tweezers, flat plastic, or cotton swabs. Once you've soaked the decal and you're ready to peel off the backing paper, you'll need some tools to help prevent the decal from shifting or getting damaged while you adjust it onto the surface. Tweezers are great for holding and moving the decal gently. If you don't have tweezers, you can use a flat piece of plastic or a cotton swab to nudge the decal into place without hurting it during the process. Paper towels or soft cloth for absorbing excess water after you've positioned the decal correctly. Use a paper towel or soft cloth to gently blot away any excess water from the surface of the decal. This helps the decal adhere better and prevents it from loosening. Make sure the towel is clean and not too rough to avoid scratching the decal or the product you're applying it to. The surface you're applying it to, ceramics, plastic, wood, etc. Finally, you'll need to prepare the surface where you'll be applying the decal. Depending on the material, you might need to adjust your application method. Whether it's ceramics, plastic, wood, or another material, each surface has its unique properties. Before applying the decal, make sure the surface is clean and dry. This ensures the decal sticks better and avoids peeling off later. One time, I worked on a project where a customer wanted to apply decals to some beautiful wooden boxes. However, the wood wasn't properly prepared, which caused the adhesive not to stick well, and the decal shifted. After helping the customer clean and dry the wooden surface properly, the result was amazing. The decal adhered perfectly without any issues. Important tips. One of the most important things to remember when preparing your tools is to always use soft materials, avoiding anything that might scratch the surface of the decal or the product you're working on. Also, keep your workspace clean to prevent dust or debris from sticking to the decal. With these simple and easy-to-use tools, you're ready to create beautiful products with Water Slide Decals. Just pay attention to the little details, be patient, and you'll achieve professional results. Part 4. The Secret to Smooth Decal Peeling, Step-by-Step Guide. Now that we understand the structure of water slide decals and the necessary tools, let's get into the most important part, the secret to peeling water slide decals smoothly. To avoid common mistakes like wrinkles, tears, or misalignment, follow these steps. Soak for the right amount of time. The soaking time for water slide decals is crucial. Each type of decal requires a different soaking time, usually between 10 and 30 seconds. However, don't leave the decal in the water for too long because the adhesive can dissolve, and the decal won't stick to the surface properly. At that point, the image might slide off uncontrollably. So, make sure to soak it for the right amount of time, not too long and not too short. Real life example. One time I helped a customer who was struggling with a decal not sticking to the surface of his ceramic mug. After chatting with him, I realized he had soaked the decal for too long. As a result, the adhesive dissolved and the image didn't stick at all. Once we adjusted the soaking time, everything turned out perfectly. Check the slipperiness. Another important step before peeling is to check how easily the image slides. After soaking, gently hold the edge of the image and try to move it lightly with your hand. If it slides smoothly without resistance, it means you've soaked it for the right amount of time, and the backing paper is ready to come off. When you see that the decal is ready, gently move it onto the surface of the item. Tip: don't rush. Take the time to check thoroughly before moving on to the next step. Rushing could lead to having to start all over again. How to peel without wrinkles or tears. This is the step where many people face problems. To peel the Water Slide Decal without wrinkles or tears, you need to be gentle and patient. Use your fingers or tweezers to slowly separate the image from the backing paper. The key is not to pull too hard or jerk it. This can tear the decal or cause it to lose its sharpness. If you feel the decal isn't sliding easily and is sticking, soak it for a few more seconds. Don't force it because pulling too hard will damage the adhesive and you won't get the desired result. Once the decal slides off the backing paper completely, gently move it onto the surface and adjust it into place. Another tip: never let the decal dry out too much before applying it. This can cause it to crack or make it hard to move when you're applying it to the surface. Real-life example. A customer of mine had trouble applying a decal to a glass bottle. He hurried and pulled the decal too hard when it wasn't sliding easily, and the image tore in part. After showing him to be patient and soak it for a few more seconds, then peel it gently, the result was perfect. The glass bottle had a beautiful decal as he wanted. Additional tip: when using water slide decals, another important thing is to always work in a clean space. Any dust or debris can damage the decal or prevent it from sticking properly to the surface. With these simple steps, you'll be able to peel your water slide decals smoothly and accurately without wrinkles, tears, or misalignment. Give it a try and see the difference. Part 5. Common mistakes and how to fix them. When using water slide decals, things don't always go as planned. Here are some common mistakes people make when using water slide decals, along with the causes and how to fix them so you can avoid unnecessary issues. Tearing the decal while peeling cause. This often happens when you soak the decal for too long or pull too hard when peeling off the backing paper. If the decal is soaked for too long, the adhesive dissolves, making the decal fragile and prone to tearing. How to fix it. To avoid this, soak the decal for the right amount of time, usually around 10 to 30 seconds depending on the type of decal. When peeling, gently push the image off the backing paper without pulling too hard. Let the decal slowly and gently slide off, and you'll find that it stays intact without tearing. Decal won't slide off. Cause: if the decal isn't sliding off the backing paper, it's likely because the soaking time wasn't long enough or the water was too cold. When the decal doesn't absorb enough water, the backing paper won't come off easily. How to fix it. First, make sure you're using warm water, not cold. If you feel the decal won't slide off, soak it for a few more seconds. This will allow the backing paper to absorb enough water and separate more easily, making the decal slide off more smoothly. Misalignment when applying cause. This mistake usually happens when you don't secure the decal properly when placing it on the surface, or when you're rushing and don't check the position carefully. How to fix it. To avoid misalignment, use tweezers or a smooth tool to adjust the image precisely when placing it on the surface. Apply it slowly and make adjustments as needed to ensure the image is in the right place. Especially when applying decals to surfaces with curves or intricate details, Make sure to adjust it little by little to prevent it from shifting. One of my customers had an issue with the decal tearing because he soaked it for too long and pulled too hard when removing the backing paper. After I explained the right soaking time and how to peel gently, everything became much easier. Another time, I helped a customer who couldn't apply the decal to a ceramic mug without it misaligning. After showing her how to use tweezers to adjust the decal slowly and carefully check each step, she ended up with the perfect mug. The key to getting a beautiful product with water slide decals is patience and paying attention to the small details. Remember, every step is important and will impact the final quality of the product. Take your time and be careful, and you'll get the result you're looking for. Part 6. Advanced Tips. Like a pro, if you've mastered the basics and want to take your water slide decal skills to the next level, here are some super helpful tips that will help you achieve flawless results, just like a true expert. Use warm water to increase lifting time. Warm water is a key element in the decal soaking process. It helps the backing paper separate easily without affecting the decal's quality. For even better results, try using water at a moderate temperature, around 30-40 degrees, to soften the backing paper, allowing the decal to slide off smoothly without damage. Why it works? Warm water softens the adhesive and promotes the separation of the backing paper without losing the decal's stickiness. When soaked in warm water, the decal will slide off easily without cracking or tearing. Use adhesion enhancers to help decal slide better. To improve decal adhesion, some experts recommend using adhesion enhancers, such as sprays or liquids specifically designed for water slide decals. These products not only increase the stickiness, but also help the decal slide on smoothly when removing the backing paper. If you spray a thin layer of adhesion enhancer onto the surface before applying the decal, the adhesive will stick more securely, and the decal will be less likely to peel off after drying. Real-life example, I once helped a client apply decals to high-end glassware. He was struggling because the decals weren't sticking well and were peeling off after application. After I recommended using an adhesion enhancer, the application process became much easier, and the results were perfect. Press out air bubbles with a soft cloth after application. After applying the decal, one common issue many people face is small air bubbles trapped between the decal and the surface. Not only does this affect the look, but it can also reduce the decal's durability. A simple tip is to use a soft cloth or clean fabric and gently press down on the decal surface to squeeze out the air bubbles. Why it works? Gently pressing helps release any trapped air between the decal and the surface without damaging the decal itself. Just be sure not to press too hard, as this could distort the decal. Let it dry naturally or use a cool air dryer once the decal is applied. Letting it dry naturally is one of the best ways to ensure it sticks to the surface without being affected by excessive heat. However, if you're short on time, you can use a blow dryer on the cool setting. Do not use the hot setting to dry it quickly without causing the decal to peel or wrinkle. Why it works? High temperatures can affect the decal's adhesive, leading to peeling or shrinking. Using cool air dries it quickly without damaging the decal or adhesive layer. Real-life example. A client once used a blow dryer on the hot setting to dry the decal after application, which caused the decal to distort and lose its beauty. After I suggested switching to the cool air setting, the product turned out perfectly with no issues. When following these steps, remember that each surface and each type of decal may have different requirements. Don't hesitate to experiment to find the best method for your project. With each attempt, you'll improve your skills and become a true expert in using water slide decals. With these tips, you'll not only master the art of applying water slide decals, but also create stunning, durable products. Try them out and feel the difference. Part 7. Conclusion and CTA. So, we've come a long way in learning and practicing how to use water slide decals perfectly. Remember these key steps to ensure everything goes smoothly. Soak the decal in warm water just long enough, not too long, so the backing paper can peel off easily. Check the slide of the image to make sure the decal is ready. Gently peel the decal off the backing paper, avoiding pulling too hard to prevent tearing. Apply the decal to the surface, using tweezers to adjust and gently press it into place. Wipe off excess water and any air bubbles, then let it dry naturally or use a blow dryer on the cool setting. With these steps, you'll easily create products that are both beautiful and durable. Remember, patience and attention to detail are key to achieving the best results. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Leave any questions or share your own experiences in the comments below. I'm always happy to help and share more tips on printing and water slide decals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.